Over the last year, 60 people have reached out to 6 investigates about Corpus Christi memorials, almost all of them with the same exact story. They paid for a headstone or for a burial marker and never got it. Most of those calls came in December when Corpus Christi Memorials closed its doors. And the more we dug into this story, the more we found a connection between CCM and the cemetery in Taft that we told you about on Monday.
I just can't imagine anyone doing this to people who are grieving their loved ones.
When Samantha Villarreal lost her father, she used this small payout from his life insurance to order a headstone from Pat Osborne with Corpus Christi Memorials, or CCM. She made the payments, but the stone kept getting delayed. She waited for months and finally asked for a refund, but was ignored.
I don't think I've ever been so upset in my life because it's my dad.
Corpus Christi Memorials is now seemingly closed, gates locked, and the phone lines disconnected. Then there's a similar story of this Corpus Christi woman who wanted to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation.
It hurts us because, we're out that money and all we wanted was the headstone for my dad.
When she ordered the headstone in August of 2022, CCM told her it would only take 4 or 5 months. She waited almost a year. After getting consistent excuses, she says that she was able to track down CCM's headstone supplier, who had some bad news.
She had never ordered that color of headstone. And we're like, are you sure this is from back in August? Nope, never has ordered it.
She asked for a refund, but was delayed time and time again until the doors shut in December of last year.
It was not only us, it's a whole lot of people that she's done it to.
We've been waiting for years now. I think we started this process in 2021.
Trish Childress has been waiting on a stone for her mother. She tells me since she lives out of state, she called to make sure funeral arrangements were ready, only to reach disconnected lines. When flying down from Washington to get to the bottom of things, the only answer was the rattling of padlocks.
At the most difficult moment for families, they were taken advantage of.
So you may be thinking that Pat Osborne, the owner of CCM, is responsible for all the missing stones and the refunds that families are due. The answer is yes and maybe no. You see, shortly before CCM closed its doors, this woman was told that there was a new owner, Juan Frank Lamas.
I said, well, who is this Mr. Lamas? And she says, well, he's the owner. I said, well, I thought it was Miss Osborne. No, Mr. Lamas is the owner.
Elsewhere.
We've come to find out that Villarreal was given the same story and was even told to make payments out to Juan Lamas's wife.
She wanted me to make my payment towards Natalia Lamas on Cash App instead of credit card or cash.
The Lamas, as we reported Monday, are the owners of Lamas Memorial Park Cemetery in Taft, a location that has brought a lot of concerns over the fires, missing headstones, and burials in plots that are already owned. After Villarreal's Facebook post, Lamas put this message on his Facebook. It specifically says that they did not purchase any pending or existing contracts from CCM and is under no contractual obligation to fulfill any of these contracts, which is contrary to what Villarreal was told when she paid the Lamas directly with receipts to prove it. The post also never directly says that they did not purchase the company. And despite that Facebook post as saying that they had nothing to do with Corpus Christi Memorial, we find this at the Lamas Memorial Park in Taft. This is accompanied by a Facebook post saying that he's back in the headstone business. This was from August of 2023, just months before CCM closed its doors. When looking at property records, we find a history of tax liens, as well as a certificate of ownership for sole proprietorship of CCM under Juan Lamas. He then abandoned the name in December.
She needs to pay for what she's done, She needs to give all the people their money back.
I don't know. I feel like my mind was going crazy whenever I first found out of them stealing $4,000 from me.
There are so many families affected by Corpus Christi Memorial.
These are just 3 stories from the nearly 60 families who reached out to me, but we know that there are more that have yet to come forward. So what happens now? Paul Lemasters, an attorney for the International Cemetery Cremation Funeral Association, says that victims may need to take legal action, but even then, it's not guaranteed.
So they can go after that company and sue them Now the sad part is if the company has been shut down, if they filed bankruptcy, if they're gone, that is a tough, thing to get back because there's going to be no money probably.
LeMaster says that it also comes down to the intent, whether they knew the business was shutting down and still took customers' money. I tried reaching out to both Lamas and Pat Osborne for comment, but neither have returned my dozens of calls and texts. As of right now, there are 3 small claims cases that I know of, 1 naming Lamas and all 3 naming Osborne. I did have a conversation with the Nueces County DA about this business and will provide any updates on what more victims can do to reach some kind of resolution. For 6 Investigates, Brian Hoffman.